It's here, SFS 1.5.3 released for all users late night 2 days ago at the time of this video goes out, and today we're going to talk about everything new added in the update. Let's get started. There is now hot plasma effects to your spacecraft upon re-entering any planet's atmosphere, which yes will break up your rocket if you don't have a heat shield or if you don't perform a re-entry burn to control your speed, which adds a whole new challenge to making reusable rockets in SFS. After your rocket experiences re-entry, it will have burn marks on it, which look incredibly good and are my favourite feature. Along with this, there's also new engine gimbling mechanics. Also, finally, the Colibri engine can now gimbal, which is pretty cool. Now, the maybe more or less obvious features. There's now an import button when you select a blueprint, so you can now add another blueprint to the one you're currently working on, which I can see being very useful in certain situations. There's also now new altitude milestone text, for example 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers and 30 kilometers. Another new feature of this SFS update is the added ability to physics Timewarp, which is pretty self-explanatory and another great feature in my opinion. There was also a rework done to staging. For example, you can now use the select feature when selecting objects to add to a stage. You can now also duplicate a stage, and finally there is a new quick stage button under the throttle control, which I find incredibly useful for landing boosters. Moving on to textures. All textures in the game are now smooth, and for comparison, here is a before and after. In my opinion, these new smooth textures look way better than the old ones. And speaking of old ones, the old fairing texture has returned, which a lot of people are very happy about, including myself. There is also some new parts. For example, there is now a bottom of Saturn V part, which in the initial update replaced the aerodynamic fuselage part. However, in a recent patch, they were added back into the game. There is also, obviously, heat shields to survive the harsh re-entry, which can be jettisoned just like a decoupler. There is also a fairing heat shield part for rover missions, kind of like this right here. However, this part is only available in the park's expansion. And that brings us to the end of the video. Let me know what your favourite 1.5.3 feature is in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys ding that bell so that you are notified when a new SFS video comes out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.